Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the podcast. Welcome to another podcast.
Well waved.
Well, you were saying that you just forgotten about the camera.
Maybe that's why I did it. Yeah.
And now you're making a conscious effort to talk to the camera. So
yeah,
you freak people out like that. Anyway, roll the intro.
Hello, and welcome to Confetti Conversations,
the podcast where me and my sister talk all things weddings, wedding planning, and married life. Right, so last week was a big... Oh, knock my mic. Last week was a big episode.
There. I'm just going to get bigger.
The big announcement. How are you feeling? Let's have a bit of a catch-up. This is a bit of a catch-up-y kind of... Now that everything's out in the open.
Oh my God, yeah. We've been trying to say stuff, haven't we, for weeks?
Well, you've been, like, mentioning bits on the podcast like, I think you said, I think I cut it out.
Wasn't it?
No, I cut it out and you said something about the date and you were like, you basically, if I'd have kept it in, you guys would have just known exactly what was going on. Because Hayley was like, and I was like, Jesus. I even said, I think there is one bit in there where I sent you a screenshot of it, of one of them, where you're like, when we're talking about something. So, luckily, nobody guessed it, but I think... Like a lot
most
of people
who listen knew anyway. Yeah, most.
So, but yeah, how are you feeling? How's the planning going? How's it all doing?
I am spiraling a little bit.
Yeah,
because there's so much that I want to do.
Yeah,
and so much I can't do.
Yeah,
I did have a brainwave though.
Okay.
Today.
Yeah.
Everyone can know this. It's not that exciting. But you know, like a top table decoration, I think that's really hard to do.
Yeah.
Because it's a long, thin thing that everyone has a look at.
Yeah.
Remember what I got bought for Christmas off my mother-in-law?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to use that. And then it's even nicer because my mother-in-law bought it.
That's such a good idea.
But obviously redecorate it.
Yeah,
and
put
I might
some
get her
Oasis
to help.
in with, and then put some flowers in.
Yeah, I'll take out hers to put back in at Christmas.
Bless me.
Bless you. That was a really cute sneeze.
I sneeze inside.
Ellis literally sounds like, you know, like a whoopee cushion fart. Like, oh, I can't do it.
I sneeze internally because I hate sneezing. I hate the smell of sneezes.
If we do one of those, like, what annoys you most about the the groom, like for the hen do that kind of thing, I'll be like, his sneezes and leaving the toe clippers out.
Oh, hey, we didn't need to.
Not clippings, clippers.
Either way, the image of toe clippers, just call them nail clippers.
Well, they're the big ones.
It doesn't matter, just call them nail clippers. Nobody needs that image.
Yeah, I don't even... And I think just like a boy clipping their toenail.
Oh, stop it. Stop, please. I don't even want to think about it. Enough. Right, anyway.
Speak of the devil.
So, you...
Yes, so I'm spiraling a little
bit.
Yeah,
that will look beautiful.
Yeah, that won't need anything else.
What I found with the top table is that I wanted somewhere that I could, like, have a bit of privacy.
Yeah.
Like, I know mine wasn't very high, but it just meant that me and Sam, like, if we wanted to go on our phone for a minute...
No one would notice.
Nobody would notice. Not that it matters. Like, if we want to go on our phone, we want to go on our phone. We didn't, but I just wanted the opportunity to have, like, a bit of a mask and be like, this is just our little safety blanket in front of us.
Yeah,
like, Mum and Dad and Jackie and Tony didn't have it on it by either of them. It was just in front of us, but it just was something that I wanted. And also the framing of the pictures was nice because we had the neon sign behind us and the arch and then that in front of us, so it just like framed pictures really nicely.
Yeah, that's what I want that, and then I think I'm going to do a neon sign. Something needs to go behind the table.
Yeah, I agree.
But I can't figure out. I just need to do it.
When the wedding that we went to at your venue, they had hula hoops with Mr. and Mrs. inside them.
Oh,
they were quite sweet. They were like,
didn't she?
Like, and she made them herself, and they were like beautiful with a few flowers on them.
Yeah,
and she'd like put hessian ribbon around the hula hoops, and they were beautiful. So that's an option. Something like photos. That is an option. Yeah. But yeah, so
I like did random stuff yesterday.
Right.
I created the menus to go on the table.
Yeah.
Even though it's not completely finalised yet.
Yeah.
But, you know, just it's there, so all I have to do is edit it.
Yeah.
And I've done something on the back.
Nice.
Yeah.
A bit of a table talker.
Yeah.
Nice.
I've done the advice to the bride and groom cards to go on the table.
Lovely.
And everything. I'm a bit OCD. that everything has to match.
Yeah, no, I
so
agree.
It's all in the theme.
I don't agree at all, actually, because none of my stuff matched. No,
it was all, no the paper, all the stationery was the same colour.
No, some was on craft paper, some was on white paper, some was on sage green paper. Yeah, everything was a bit different because that's just how I wanted it.
Yeah, so mine all follows the same like theme. So I made the advice to the bride and groom, started making an order of service, anything like stationery wise that I could do.
But you can sit with your iPad and just do it.
That's what I was doing, because
like,
I can't make any things at the moment because I'm waiting for my big Shein order to come.
Yeah,
which I did a Shein fail.
Oh, this is brilliant.
And I thought it was really nice. So I've ordered two. I ordered a personalised thing off Shein.
Yeah.
Which hasn't come yet because it's being personalised.
Yeah.
I ordered a t-shirt and I'll start, hold on. Let me go from the beginning. I had a jumper when we first got engaged and it said like in my bride era or in my fiance era or something on the back. Taylor Swift theme. Obviously, I love her. And I loved it. But I've managed to get a mark on the front of it and I can't get it off. Granted, I haven't tried very hard or given it to Mom because she'll be better at that anyway. Yeah. So I saw a t-shirt of it and I thought, great, I'm going to be pregnant, I'm going to be hot, but a t-shirt, perfect. On the front, it said bride Sophie on it. And then I went to order it and I looked in my basket and I was like, I don't remember personalising that. So thinking it would just come saying bride, which is fine.
Yeah.
No, you read the comments and it says there's no option for personalisation. This is great if you're called Sophie. So like it just says bride Sophie, and it came when I showed Phil yesterday. It's
hilarious.
I've also ordered an extra large and it's not going to fit me when I'm 6 months pregnant, 7 months pregnant at the wedding.
Yeah.
So it's just funny. But it came, you know, with this thing with Shein, when it comes quickly, you know it's something that's been sent back.
Yeah.
Because it's in the UK.
I bet that gets sent back all
I reckon
time.
There must be about 10 brides that have had that arrive.
Yeah.
And send it back.
Yeah.
So I don't know anyone that's getting married called Sophie. If I would have, then I would have given it to them.
No, you just have to send it back.
Yeah, so that came. And then I also ordered something else and I freaked out because I looked at the size of it and I was like, holy fucking God, what have I done? This is absolutely not what I needed. Then I remembered what I actually needed it for. And I then cried at myself for how stupid it was.
Oh.
Because I was just laughing. And then I actually started crying, being like, this is what my brain's like now.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, there's a lot going on. Like, you know, you've got a lot on your plate to do. And I think, and also you've lost, 3 months of wedding planning?
Only 2.
Really? Oh, yeah, because it's the end.
It's the end of August.
Yeah.
And then the beginning of... It's actually only 6 weeks difference.
Oh, that's actually
not
too bad.
That bad.
No. Yeah, in my head, you'd lost 3 months. But yeah.
7 weeks difference. It's not
but you've still lost some time.
Yeah.
So, but it feels like, and you put a countdown on Instagram.
That's what sent me.
And what sent Mom as well.
Yeah.
And she was freaking out. So I went into one of our local towns with Mom yesterday, and we went to like a mother of the bride shop. And I found a dress that I thought was perfect, but she wasn't so keen on it, which is fine. It's not my my dress.
You don't have to wear it.
But it was literally the perfect colours. Like, it was just so good. I've got a picture of it. I'll show you, Hayley. I won't show everyone else.
Poor Mom.
Just in case Mom does buy it.
Yeah.
And that was like, she was like, I literally have got 3.5 months until the wedding. Like, I need to find an outfit. And I was like, yeah, to be fair. Like,
yeah. It's like, I've got all the bridesmaids' dresses.
Yeah.
One of them needs cleaning, and I for ages I've been like, I need to show Mom. I showed Mom the other day.
Yeah.
Asked her to help me with it because I don't want to ruin it. Never gave her the dress.
Yeah.
So she's seen it. She knows what needs to be done. But I need to give all the girls their dresses.
For like
just in case you want them altering. I think most of you might not.
Shoes. Yeah. Because some people might be fine if they just buy higher shoes.
You and Charlotte might not need any kind of height.
No.
It doesn't matter if your toes are poking out a bit, because mine did when I wore it.
Yeah,
for yours.
I'm not bothered. I'm not going to wear high heels anyway.
No, comfort is key.
Yeah.
But whereas Chai is going to need it taken up.
Yeah.
She might not want to wear it just yet. But
no, yeah, don't give it. Our friend Chai just had a baby, so
yeah,
don't hand her a bridesmaid's dress and go, here you go, try this on.
Yeah, no.
She'll be like, no.
And literally let me hold my baby.
Yeah, like, it's been 2 weeks.
But no, give me the baby.
Yeah, bless her.
So that's another thing that I just keep thinking, God, I've got to sort that. The biggest thing is the suits.
Yeah.
because we found what we want for an excellent way of doing it. But I just need to get each of those males in a suit and assigned a suit.
Yeah.
And then I'll feel fine.
Yeah.
But in trying to get Ellis to organise the groomsmen.
Yeah. Oh, you think you need to put it in
it's not
the
happening.
Big group chat and just say, boys, I'm
just going to do it.
Yeah, I would to save you the stress.
Yeah.
Because there's no point you and Ellis falling out about it, which you will.
Yeah.
Because you want it done. He's like, I'm going to do it. Like, boys' timescales, not every boy, our boys' timescales are very, very different.
They're not the same as ours.
No.
I put in the bridal party group chat the other day, like, can everyone RSVP? Because I just like menu choices, that kind of thing. I said by the 1st of June for the original date. So the 1st of June for the new date is more than fine. And the best man messaged me like, have I RSVP'd? I was like, no, mate. Can't find the invite. Like, can you send me the wedding website? Which I did. Spoke to Ellis. The invite was still at his parents' house. So he hadn't even invited his best man. 3 of our best friends I haven't invited yet.
Yeah.
Because we found out we were pregnant literally a couple of days before we went, or the week before we went for dinner with them.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what the situation was. Everyone else had been invited.
Yeah.
Because I'd seen them and I was saving it to give them at
You've
this dinner.
given them like a refresh save the date though.
Yeah, they know. They obviously know.
Yeah.
But I just haven't officially invited them.
Yeah.
So I need to do that.
I rang my mother-in-law yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Because she's coming to the evening. And so I rang her and we were just chatting and I was like, oh, I've just got to tell you something. And I didn't say that because she would have assumed that it was me. And I said, oh, by the way, Hayley and Ellis's wedding is moved. And she was like, I thought it had. She said, I had it in my diary for the original date. Yeah. And it came through and she was like, I must have just misheard. I must have got it wrong. She was so confused. And I was like, oh, the reason that it's moved is because they're having a baby. And she was like, oh, she was like, I'm so confused. And I was like, I meant to ring you before the invite arrived, but me and Sam haven't been together. And Sam wanted me there to tell them. And we just hadn't had chance to speak to them. So she was so confused, bless her. And I was like, no, you're okay. You're not going crazy. I didn't tell you what the situation was.
Yeah, she texted me afterwards. She's like, this makes sense, but congratulations.
Bless her. Yeah. She was so confused. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, that's fair enough that you were confused. Because no one actually told you the reasoning behind it. But yeah. So yeah, you're just like moving things and like everybody sort of knows about it and you know. Yeah. And I start everything. I was told I went to see one of my closest friends today and I told her and I started it with, so my sister's wedding's moving, and she was like, why? And she went to go and take a bite of a sandwich and I went, because she's pregnant. She went, excuse me. She was like, at least, let me not have a sandwich in my mouth. I was like, I'm so sorry. But yeah, so yeah, we got it all going on.
I know, you got so many babies.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
And all the weddings, all the babies.
I'm just going to get loads of hand-me-downs.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
I'm getting hand-me-downs. It's brilliant.
I know, yeah.
So good.
I know. She said the same, though, because she's had a load of friends that have had their babies about 6 months ago. Yeah, and like all the stuff that they're now growing out of is just being handed to her. And she's just like, amazing.
It's amazing.
And she just keeps taking it all. Like, she's just like, yeah, great. I love that. Thanks for that.
I love it.
So, yeah, it is good. Like, reusing everything, because babies generally only wear an outfit once, because you get it like a lot of the time. I know a lot of my friends, they'll be gifted so many clothes.
Yeah, Chai's trying to take photos of everything, isn't she, to say thank you.
Yeah, but then you have to put them in a new outfit the next day.
Or halfway through the day.
But like, you very rarely get back to, unless you've got some that you absolutely adore that you want to put them back in. But very rarely do you wear things more than once or twice.
No.
Because you have that many, especially with like the newborn stuff. I think as you get sort of a bit older, like you're 3 to 6, 6 to 9, those ones you sort of have a little bit less of. Yeah. But we tend to always buy people 3 to 6 because that's what they generally have less of.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's crazy. Like when you just because I keep forgetting who I haven't told.
Yeah, I'll be talking about stuff and then someone will be like, "What?"
Yeah.
Yeah. So my little baby.
Yeah.
It was one of the girls at the yard the other day. She was like, I think I need to say congratulations to you. I was like,
really?
Yeah, Chris.
Aww.
I was like, yes, please.
Oh, that's so cute. Yeah, because people just start talking like, and as soon as, because if you don't have, generally you want to tell everyone yourself.
Yeah.
And generally you try to say the words to everybody. But by the time you, like, especially at the yard, because we all go at different times, try and see people as often as you can, but we're all there at different times. So you don't always get to see people before they've spoken to somebody else. Yeah. And then it's sort of carried on and everybody then knows.
It's fine.
Yeah, which is lovely though, because
it's exciting.
Like, news. Yeah, it is. Everybody wants to talk about it. It's a nice thing. You got hair on your mic.
It's dog hair.
I'm not surprised.
It gets everywhere.
The dogs just smell like ponds, so we've locked them out of this room because we had the doors closed because it's cold today. Yeah. We had the doors closed with the 2 dogs in here. Oh gosh, you wouldn't be able to cope with it with your pregnancy smell.
Sensitive.
I'm worried because I'm sensitive.
You're sensitive
to
anyway
smell now. And like seeing how sensitive you are to smell,
I can smell Cooper's farts before it's even properly farted.
Yeah,
I'm like, Cooper.
Yeah. God, Cooper stinks, but he just is like a swamp dog, and he poos everywhere. He definitely doesn't do that, but he does trump a lot. So yeah,
he's like Adnan.
Yeah, he does. Literally, mostly when he's sleeping. Mostly when he's sleeping. Bless his heart. But yeah. Anything else you need to talk about in terms of wedding changes, wedding stresses, anything? Like, I know you've got a lot going on with trying to move things and...
No, I just need to be better in an evening. Like, I've got my lists.
Yeah.
And I like to switch off of an evening. Yeah, I'll go to the gym. I'll go and do things like that. But when I'm done, I like to just zone out.
Yeah.
Whereas actually what I need to do is keep doing little bits of an evening.
Little and often is the easiest way to do it. But it's easier said than done, especially when you've got a lot swimming around in your head. Like I was saying a few weeks ago, and I'm still sort of struggling with it now, but I work in TV. I think we've spoken about this before, but I'm currently filming, which means we're working odd shifts. And I'm on 4 days, off 4 days, working nights, working early mornings, like which is not usually my routine. I'm normally Monday to Friday 9 to 5.
Yeah,
which is like gives me a whole weekend and gives me evenings because I work from home. When I finish at 6 o'clock,
you're done.
I'm done. I shut my laptop and I move downstairs unless there's things that have to be done that take longer. But generally, as a rule, we try to finish on our finish time if we can. And then I close my laptop, I come downstairs, and then I have my evening. Yeah. So doing things is easier. But recently, I couldn't even write a list.
Yeah.
Couldn't even put pen to paper to write a list. Like I knew what I needed to do, and I knew that getting it all on a piece of paper would make me feel better. But just the thought of writing it all down to see it physically was like so overwhelming.
Yeah.
And I can imagine that that's sort of how you're feeling a little bit.
Oh, yeah. And I think I felt... We've had a weird time with Ellis changing jobs. So from like September to February, Ellis was changing jobs, training. So we had like a lot of home stress.
Yeah.
It wasn't awful at all, but it was...
different.
Yeah, it was a lot. And like, I wanted to help where I could.
And he needed time to revise and time to, like his whole head was in that, in training, which, it needed to be.
Yeah, and I didn't need to be doing any wedding stuff that far out.
No.
I did little bits as and when, which was fine. And then I get really bad in, I'm fine from like October to December, but January to like end of February, I am one of those people. I will go to the gym still. That doesn't change.
Yeah.
But I don't ever book stuff for my evenings. I hardly ever book stuff for the weekends unless someone else, I don't come up with it.
No.
Whereas now I'm like, why am I not doing something every evening? Because it's sunny.
When I finish filming and then up until your wedding, I'm like, I've got so much planned, which is lovely. Like all lovely things, like seeing my friends, going away with my friends. I actually haven't booked anything with Sam yet, which I probably should do. But like all of this, literally up until your wedding, I'm super busy, which I love.
Yeah.
But then you need to prioritise the time for, I need to spend an evening with you doing wedding stuff. Like I said this to Mum yesterday. Like, I need to dedicate some real time to being with you to do wedding stuff.
Properly do it,
But it's like coordinating schedules. It's hard enough figuring out, like, today is currently Wednesday. This is just a view into how busy we are. Like, it's currently Wednesday. Normally we try and film
a week before.
And we wanted to film 2 podcasts this week, which we probably will be able to do.
Yeah, we'll get another one in.
But, Yeah, so it's Wednesday, so I've got till Thursday night to finish this, which is fine. I'll get it done because it won't be a difficult edit.
No. The chatty ones are easier, aren't they?
Yeah, because there's no, normally if we're talking about something specific, and when we have the dogs in the room, we're constantly stopping and starting.
Yeah, or if we research stuff, we need to read it. And,
yeah. So you pause to read, and I just cut the awkward bits out.
Yeah.
Whereas this is just like straight, literally just us talking. So the only difficult bit is syncing the mics with this is an insight into my editing. I'm not very skilled, and I work in TV, and
it's all foreign language to me.
I was exporting something at work, so it was just sat there exporting, but I needed it open, and I was just like doing work. And then my executive producer comes over, and she's like, "What's this?" And I was like, "I'm not working on it, I promise, I'm just exporting it." She was like, "No, it's okay, I just wondered what it was." I was like, "Oh, me and my sister have a podcast together." And she was like, "Oh, so interested in it." And then I was talking to my series editor, and he was like, "So, like, how do you film it? What do you do?" And I was like, "Oh, I just stick a camera up and I plug the mics in and I sync it." And he's like, "Do you do a sync clap?" And I was like, "No, like all of these things that I should be doing and I should know better, but I just don't." And like, I'd love to have 2 cameras and edit it that way, but God, I've bitten off more than I can chew editing it as it is.
Yeah,
you know?
I am literally useless. So.
No, well, I mean, if you did your social media, I'll cut you some slack. But I
do
would
need to do more.
Really love you to do more social media.
The thing is, I really enjoy it, so I just don't know why I don't do it.
Sometimes it's just the overwhelming feeling of just needing to do stuff.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what I feel like in like I said about January, February, now. I'm forgetting I'm getting better. It takes me a few months. Then I get to kind of like May and I can go out. I can do the gym. I can eat well.
Yeah.
I can work. Like I get a better work-life balance. I've always been terrible and I don't know why I do it. I'm better now, to be fair. But I used to never take any holiday between January and March.
Yeah.
So I'd work extra shifts. This is when I was employed. I'd work those extra shifts to get extra money to be able to afford holidays and whatever through the summer. Whereas now I will take the break.
Yeah, I never normally take holiday because I always save it up for because I work contracts. I normally save mine up for the end of my contract as like a little bit of extra. But this time I have to take my holiday, which is right. I should, because it's good for you to take your holiday. I have to take my holiday within my contract. So actually I'm going to have quite a lot of time off.
Which you don't normally do.
July, August time, which is nice because I thought that I wouldn't be able to go with mum and dad, for example, but I might be able to make it work now.
Yeah.
So stuff like that, it's important to have the time off, but like we're very busy people. We like to do a lot. Like
I say that, then sometimes I do absolutely fuck all.
Yeah, but that's because I think we
get to
we
burn
don't
out.
always have the best. Like it's not work life, it's like work play life balance. You know what I mean?
We try and do everything.
We try and do too much and try and I want to do everything, but sometimes you just have to like cement the what's it called, like foundations. Like for me, I wanted to like post on TikTok and post on YouTube because I love just filming things and like documenting my life. I just enjoy it. So I wanted to like get that sort of cemented in, like, 3 set days to post on TikTok, 1 set day to post on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I actually have done it. I have completely kept up with it. But then I never post on Instagram, which I'd love to because I take so many beautiful photos.
Yeah, you do, yeah.
But I just like, I've got loads of gorgeous ones with Cooper and I never post any of him. I've been for walks and have lovely photos. And I don't want to do a dump, because I'd want them all to have their moment on my feed. Yeah. So I need to sort of start. I was thinking about it the other day, actually today, and I was thinking maybe I have to add in my 2 posts, like Instagram posts. Yeah. But I can schedule
They're
Instagram
easier
posts
as well.
So I can like sit on one night and just schedule the next 2 weeks of Instagram posts because I have enough like photos to do that.
Yeah, that's easy.
Like stuff like that. But it is about being organised. But sometimes when you're so busy and you've got so many plates in the air, that actually sitting down and writing it down is like the hardest thing to do.
We found it hard since Elle's gone on shifts because we'd gone from last summer Ellis working away all the time.
Yeah.
To him then being 9 to 5 whilst he was in training school.
Yeah.
And then now he's on shifts So when he works days, it's fine because we get the evenings together.
Yeah.
When he works mids, so that's like lunchtime to bedtime, kind of.
Yeah.
I don't see him.
Yeah.
Really. And then when he works nights, we get dinner together, which is fine. But I am the kind of person that has to spend time with someone. Like, you and Ellis, I have to spend enough time with.
Yeah.
Not too much, but enough time with.
Yeah.
Else it just doesn't work. But that's just how I am.
Yeah.
Other people I cannot see for weeks and it's be absolutely fine.
Yeah.
But you two, it's slightly different. So I find it hard that I'm like, well, I don't want to go to Phil's house on a Saturday night because Ellis is working nights. And if I don't go home and have tea with him, I won't see him until the following night.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a weird one.
Yeah. I think work schedules are difficult, aren't they? Like me and Sam at the minute, because
Sam's like that.
Like, Sam works in a pub, so he works either days or nights. If I'm working days, then I'm in an office at the minute, and he's working in the evening. We literally, as I'm driving home, he leaves. Like the other day, we saw each other on the drive. Yeah, and that was it. That we literally had to fight. Paul Cooper was in his cage for 10 minutes, and then he was out. Well, not even that. 5 minutes, and then he was back out again.
Yeah, we've done that recently.
And then, if I'm working nights, and he's working in the day, then I start work before he comes home. Yeah. So like that other week, sometimes we can see each other literally less than an hour. Yeah. And sometimes not even in bed, because I'll be asleep by the time he gets in, and then I'm up and out before he's awake.
Right, yeah, exactly. It's one thing I can't get my head round, and like Ellis will plan stuff for his days off, not put it in the calendar. He's getting better.
Yeah, we don't have a shared calendar.
We should have to. Really. And it works. It does work when you use it. And Ellis will say, I'm going to do this on this date. I'm like, but have you actually looked? And I spoke to him the other day, and we've got, I think, 3 days off together until the end of June.
Yeah.
So and he went to go and plan something for I think it was a Sunday. And I was like, yes, but if you plan that with this person, we won't see each other. He wants to play golf, so it's an all-day activity. Really, it is, which is fine. But do that on the Saturday when I'm at work.
Yeah.
That's better.
Yeah.
That's a better use of your time.
Yeah.
And on the Sunday, we can go and still see friends, but let's see a couple group.
Yeah.
Which is what me and the other wife have planned, which makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
And then the next one is literally a month later.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Yeah.
But that's what we're getting used to now. And like, Elle, when he works days, can be really tired. And I get it. It's a hard job. But we've both said we need to make most of those evenings we have together.
Well, we actually, this was initially what we were going to talk about this podcast, but we've like had a catch up, which is nice. But so it was yesterday, which was Tuesday, so 6th of May, was mine and Sam's 2-year wedding anniversary. Woo! So we went out. We've made a tradition that we go to a different Nando's every year, because the day before our wedding, we all went for Nando's after we set up the venue.
That was nice.
And it was just like a nice thing. And then last year, we were just, as typical me and Sam, just hadn't organised anything. And it got to like going out for dinner, and we were just like, we don't know where we're going. So we just were like, let's just go somewhere, like a nice place, and we'll just find somewhere to eat. Yeah. And then we just know where it was. Well, it was bank holiday, so it was really, really busy. And then we just ended up in a Nando's, and then we were like, right, okay, let's not make this like oh God, we're having a Nando's. Let's make it a tradition, and let's make it that every year we go to a different Nando's. So like next year, hopefully we might have some time off together, so we can go and do like a day trip somewhere and, you know, make more of it. But at the minute, it's just like close ones that we can sort of get to within an hour, just to, because like he was working all day yesterday, so we just needed it to be an easy option.
I like stuff like that.
But we were sat down, and I said to him, like, what are your intentions like for this next year? Like, what do you want to like do in this next year, that like when we look back at it next,
what do you want to achieve?
Anniversary, what do we want to achieve? And obviously there was multiple different things, but I said to him that I want to do more with him. Yeah. Because we currently do barely anything together. Yeah. Like, we just don't spend enough time together, because we're always passing ships. We're always doing different things. He's seeing his friends, I'm seeing my friends. And we very rarely, like, we don't prioritise us. Yeah. We prioritise other things and doing other things and being with other people. and we're always, both of us are quite people pleasery, and like we'll always, we'll do that with that person, we'll go there with that person, and sometimes it's like it doesn't actually make sense for us, but we'll do it anyway because like we want to see people, we want to do things, and we want to have a nice time, but actually we don't prioritize each other. So that was like probably our biggest intention for the year, is to like really make sure that we are focusing on each other.
I think it's so important
each other
to plan in a day or night, whatever it is, every month. Because if you don't plan it, like me and Elle, you'll book something else on that day without realising it's your day together.
No, you're right. And there's always like, we want to make the most of our time. What we do end up doing is, because both of us are really indecisive, like 90% of the time it's like, well, what do you want to do? 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 Well, I don't want to make a decision. I don't want to make a decision. And then we do nothing.
Yeah, you do that. You need to plan it, like literally say, this is where we go, this is the date we're going out. And weeks before, book it.
No, we do. And it's just hard. Like there's always something else that takes priority. There's always,
but that's the thing. That's what, because it's not planned, isn't it?
And but then it's like, we'll say right, this day is our thing, and this is when we're doing it, and because our schedules fluctuate a lot and things like that, and
they don't have a shared calendar.
We don't have a shared calendar, so you never know what's going on, and then it's like, oh gosh, we have got a day together actually, and then it's like somebody else will say, oh well, I'm going to do this, do you want to come? And instead of like saying, oh no, we're going to spend the day together, because we're always like, we want to see.
We often do it as a family, don't we? It's nice that as a family we all want to spend time together, but it'll be like, so let's go for coffee, literally just coffee, but that takes up a chunk of your day if you wanted to go out and do something. So.
But that's just sort of something that we want to do, because I thought I just kind of wanted to talk a bit about, like, well, we've been married for 2 years. Like, life is, I mean, no different to before we were married. Like, everyone used to say to me, what, oh, how's married life, all that, and I'm like, it genuinely is exactly the same. We're just legally bound to each other. Like, obviously, the day is very special. And that, like, marking that occasion is very special. And I think, getting married is a very momentous moment. But being married, in my opinion, is no different than just being together.
It's people that do it to try and fix things, don't they, as well? Like, you hear about it all the time. And that's not what it's about.
No, like, our relationship is the same. Like, everything about our relationship is the same. He is still a child, and I am still trying to stop him from being a child.
He's not actually a child, just for legal reasons, okay?
No, he's not an actual child, but he behaves like a child, should I say. Like, I am just a lot more mature than him, which is, like, that's just how it goes.
She's elderly.
No, I am older than him,
decrepit.
but in terms
ancient.
of all right, enough now, thank you. In terms of mentally, I am more mature than him. I am more of a forward thinker, and he is very much a spontaneous, like, it'll be fine. Like, with money, you'll earn more money, it's not a problem. And I'm very much a forward thinker. Well, we'll need money for this, and you need to save for that, and he's been talking about getting a car for the past 2 years, but has he saved a penny towards one? No. Like, do you know what I mean? It's all that kind of stuff where he actually needs to grow up a little bit. And I thought getting married would, he would grow up a little bit. But I love that about him, and I love the fact that he is spontaneous and fun, and obviously I love that nature of his. That's part of the reason why I love him so much, because he is just like, he's always, do it, it'll be fun. Buy it, that'll be fun. Like, except for the things I really want, like the dog. And he's like, do you really think we can have a dog? And I'm like, anything else, you'd be like, get it, why not? When I really want something, he's like,
But now he's obsessed with Poopy, so it's okay.
No, I know, he's absolutely obsessed with dog. We were talking about the dog as well last night, just talking about, like, how I didn't think Sam would love the dog as much as he does. Like, he really adores him. And I really didn't think that that's sort of how he
And they even abandoned their baby on their anniversary. Baby had to come to me.
Well, he would have been in the cage on his own. You can't take a dog to Nando's.
Wish he could. Doug would love Nando's.
Yeah, he would.
He'd be there
wouldn't.
dancing.
It'd be too spicy.
He'd be dancing.
But that's actually something I was talking to Sam about last night, is that we don't give Cooper any human food. Like, he never gets human food. And the only time that Cooper ever gets any human food is when Hayley gives it to him. Like sometimes, the occasional time, like we had chicken nuggets and I gave him like a little bit of chicken out of a chicken nugget. Doug gets his own 4 chicken nuggets.
It's a Happy Meal.
It's ridiculous.
When we went down to not Dorset, Wales last time, we'd been in the car for a long time, and the dog bowl and the bottles were right at the back, and we couldn't really get to them. So we were like, okay, we were getting a McDonald's anyway. We always if we have nugs, we always give Doug a nug. And Ellis came out with a Happy Meal, and he was like, well, I'll have the chips. Doug needed water, and Doug needed nugs. So Doug got his own Happy Meal.
That dog is so spoiled.
He loved it. He loved his Happy Meal.
I'm sure he
and
did.
I couldn't stop laughing at the fact we'd bought our dog a Happy Meal.
If they're buying their dog a Happy Meal, I dread to think what you'll get the baby.
The baby won't be allowed at McDonald's.
Never.
Not until it is 18 and left my house.
Fair enough.
No, that's not going to happen. Definitely not going to happen.
No.
But Doug's Doug.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm quite a strict, like I've always been strict with the horse and stuff like that.
Yeah, whereas I'll give Rex loads of treats.
Yeah, like I've always been very much like manners are very important to me.
Oh, yeah.
And
it's a half-ton animal, like.
Yeah.
But Koopy, if he sits there nicely and I'm paying the cheese tax anyway.
Yeah, I can go with paying the cheese tax.
See, I had to pay the cheese tax yesterday.
Yeah.
There was him, Buzz and Doug all lined up together.
Yeah.
But it's really hard because I didn't have 3 hands and I was trying to give it out quickly.
The problem is Cooper is very food-minded. So
Cooper has to have it last because he eats it too quickly.
When we're like sat having dinner, he'll like stare at us. So we're trying to teach him like that you don't get food and you don't like.
Yeah.
So we are like purposefully doing it. And he is only like, 5.5 months old. Like, he had,
Doug was like it, to be fair, until we taught him Scoot.
Yeah. So, yeah. But anyway, I can't even remember what we were talking about.
Oh, you were talking about the dog last night.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about the dog last night. But yeah, we just wanted to sort of set some like intentions for the year. Like, the things that this year we haven't sort of felt like, we've achieved. Yeah. Last year for me was very much like I was on my own sort of health and wellness journey. And then, so I probably didn't prioritize me and him as much because I was sort of more focused on what I was doing. But in turn, that helps a relationship because it helped, mentally.
You felt better about yourself.
Yeah, it makes me feel better. So, yeah, it was just quite nice as something to do to sort of sit down and really talk about what we want out of the next year. And we want to sit next year on our anniversary and think like, yeah, we've done more of this and we've got better at that. And, there's a lot of things that you sort of, I think the thing is with marriage is that, and with any relationship, not just marriage, it's not easy. Like being with someone and being so closely like related, you know what I mean? Associated with like somebody who you share everything with. It's hard. It's, there's times when you need to compromise. There's times where you need to lower your expectations because what you think you want is not necessarily how they feel. And it's stuff that you just kind of have to roll with and just go, okay, well, that's the situation. That's where we're at. And, working on it. It's constantly something to work on. There's always something in a relationship to work on, which is lovely because it makes you stronger. And I think like with marriage, for example, like we're not in that like honeymoon lovey-dovey. I mean, we've never really been like that.
Phil doesn't like a cuddle.
No, I'm not a very cuddly person. But like we're not very, we've never been really in that like honeymoony phase. But that feeling of being like, you sort of really cement the relationship and get like really secure in where your relationship stands. Like I know that my relationship with him is very stable and very secure, and that's sort of something that as the years go on, like we've been together 8 years, so we got married on our 6th anniversary, so we've been together 8 years now, so we know each other very well, but we've evolved together as grown people, because we were together, I think I was 21 and he was 20 when we got together. So we were babies, like we were so young. And I was saying this to one of my friends who she's been with her partner sort of with the last sort of 2-3 years they've been together. So they sort of already had established careers. They had, you know, a life was very established for them as adults, and they've come together, and now they're together as adults, established, and then they can grow as a couple in that respect.
It's different.
Whereas we have built everything together, which is lovely in a lot of ways, but it can be difficult.
It's hard,
because you have to learn to, like, I'm not the same person I was 8 years ago when we got together. He's not the same person. I mean, sometimes he is the same person he was 8 years ago. But in general, we're very different people to the people we were when we first started dating. But we've had that. What's lovely is that we've had that sort of growth and journey together, which is nice.
Yeah, it's nice. Cute.
And then,
very cute.
So 2 years married. Crazy. Can't believe it was that long ago. And every year, so last year and this year, the weather has been glorious on our anniversary.
Yeah.
And it rained from start to finish on our actual wedding day. It's just so typical, but it is what it is.
Also, if you're 2 years married, that means we've had a king for 2 years.
Yeah, because I got married on the king's coronation day. Yes, we've had the king for 2 years.
Bonkers.
Crazy. It's
the
mad
wedding
how
was more
fast.
Important.
Yeah.
Wedding.
When we found out it was going to be that day, we were worried because we had no idea what that meant for us.
Yeah.
Because you never know. People might just, you know, be like, well, it's a bank holiday, we're not working.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen that way at all.
No, nothing did.
But yeah, it just was a bit crazy. We just didn't really know what was going to happen when we found out. And my mom said, literally, she was like, I know the king's going to have his coronation on your wedding day. She's such a skeptic.
She's so pessimistic.
Yeah, she is. Glass half empty all the time. And she was just like negative about it. And I was like, it doesn't matter. Like, if it is, it is.
It was fine.
Yeah.
It made no difference.
It literally made no difference at all. Except for Dad he toasted the king.
Then everyone started singing God Save the King.
Yeah, I know.
I
actually watched our wedding video the other day. And, it was the day before our anniversary, so Monday night. And yeah, I'm so glad that we did it because watching it every year, and I tried my wedding dress on as well. Yeah.
Was it big?
It was a bit big, yeah. It was a bit big. But yeah, like things like that.
I don't know what it's going to be like.
Yeah.
I hope it's big.
Yeah. Little traditions though, like that, where you just sort of try on your dress, watch your wedding video, flip through your photos. Did you sit in your dress
and watch your video?
No, I just tried it on just to see what it looked like. Yeah. No, I was watching all the speeches and watching.
Mine was the best.
Watching the ceremony, but I couldn't watch the entire ceremony. It was too it's a bit boring really. To actually sit and watch it. So I skimmed through the ceremony. But yeah, it is lovely. It's something I definitely will treasure forever. So I would highly recommend.
Done. Need to speak to mine actually.
Yeah. Anyway, we've rambled on for however long. So it's just a bit of a catch-up, guys, really, just of where we're at. I've been married for 2 years. Those are your headlines.
Yep, headlines. Hayley stressed. Philippa married for 2 years. Wedding still to plan.
Yeah. So on that note, should we go and plan this wedding?
Yeah, probably should, to be honest.
So for now, I'm Philippa.
I'm Hayley.
This was Confetti Conversations, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.